Good morning, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. Today is the 4th of July. Yes, it is a holiday weekend, but the futures will still be trading today. And I thought I'd do a quick little video for you today. So we're looking at the SPY closing up here at 625.34 yesterday, pushing above that level. Let me find it that I had talked about back here. It's right here. Yep. And we had gotten above that 620 level, looking for it, trying to find it. Maybe it was here, but I had marked that 620 and that 625 level the other day as support or potential resistance. And then I think I had marked 635 and 650 or 660 looking for the chart. I just had to do a reboot this morning. So here's the main chart. Don't think it's here. Nope, it's not here. And it's not here. So we'll go back over here to our regular chart and we'll talk about the, I think it was here. Yeah, here it is. 620, 635, and 662. We're right above that 620 level. And futures, like I said, are rather interesting today. So this is a daily chart. Let's go back down to a 1 hour chart. So the SPY stalled out up here after breaching a new high, right? Come over here, take a look at the ES overnight. Lots of selling, guys. That whole move yesterday was wiped out overnight to the downside. So the entire move up 620 to 625 and change is gone as of right now in the morning. And this to me looks like a very solid topping pattern. Same thing over here with the NQ. Pretty much wiped out that entire morning move. And so now we're going to see where we're at after this big topping pattern overnight, right here, setting up, moving into this sideways trend, moving into that topping pattern that I talked about. And again, it sets up that big long-term setup that I showed you guys last weekend in this move here. How we were moving into this excessive top. I told everyone we probably had a week or two, about a week, maybe two of upward move, somewhere between 2.5% and 3.5% to the upside. We've gotten up 1.74%. So, we're kind of at that potential topping area here. And the SPY cycle pattern for today is a top resistance pattern in carryover mode. So everything's lining up for a potential top, moving into a rare major reversal on Sunday. Bozu trending, which can be a very strong bar in a carryover mode. Topping pattern on Tuesday, flat down, and then breakaway possibly to the downside on the rest of the week. So we're looking at a pretty solid kind of a potential rollover move here. And I think this gap right around this 600 level, then targeting down this level, is really going to be kind of in the ballpark for us, guys. So this gap level here, right around 599, and then back down here into this low, which would be around 576. These are really, ballpark levels for where the market's going to want to go internally if we get this big breakdown that I'm expecting. And again, this will set up that big major topping pattern that we talked about. I think it's back here or back here. It was right here, actually. This will set up that big major topping pattern, potentially rolling into a sideways trend. Now, remember, I think what we're looking at is that July 18th low being somewhere down in this Let me get to the July 18th area right here. So we're talking about a fairly quick move, maybe down into this 555 area. Okay, and that to me, like I said, seems fairly reasonable down here in this 555 to 565 area. Then possibly we get a little bit of a bounce, and then we move into that October low, potentially down here into this area, moving into a sideways trend. Now, not necessarily exactly like that, could be more like this into that October low down here or lower. So that's kind of where I think we're at. And that again is, semi closely resembling what happened in 2008, 2009. So we'll see how this plays out. It's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, the gold and silver are moving into let me come over here, into an inside breakaway pattern. The inside breakaway pattern is a very clean potential upward move. I think after this big rally bar, we've moved into accumulation. I believe that metals are going to attempt to accumulate to the upside. This is hourly. So I would expect another move back up here. Same thing here on silver. Silver didn't really consolidate as much as gold yesterday, but I do believe that we're looking at an upward cycle trend here in metals. And gold had a bit of a blow off yesterday, up from the 3750, 37 or 3360, 3370 area down to the 3320, 3340 area. And I think we're now going to get kind of an inside breakaway to the upside today. I think the gold is going to continue to melt upward on this holiday. We shall see. And then lastly, we'll come over here to Bitcoin, and we'll do that through the main chart here. And Bitcoin has, again, rolled up into this moderate bullish trend over the last couple of days. Kind of a rollover top again. Really, if you come in here and you look, you can see that Bitcoin has rolled over into this topping formation here. Right up here at this top. Got ourselves a pretty solid little dark cloud cover here. Looks like a dark cloud cover to me. Could be a Harami line, depends on where it opened. Let me look real quick. So open is 647, close is, so it is not a dark cloud cover. It is a Harami line. And that still is decent enough to generate a potential rollover. It's above this upper cycle. It tags in with essentially a double high right here to here. So we've got a double topping formation. And now we would essentially be looking at a potential move to the downside. We shall see. Obviously, could still move higher. But, looking at this cycle, we've got a breakout move. We're stalling. The SPY or the Bitcoin cycle pattern is a blank pattern and bullish explosive rolling, is a base rally pattern. Very interesting base rally pattern in trend mode. So that would indicate that we could continue to see some sort of basing here and attempting to move higher instead of the downside. I would say that it looks like a downside move based on this Harami pattern, but we shall see. We shall see. Like I said, the Bitcoin kind of mirrors the NASDAQ. So, NASDAQ is down, Bitcoin is down, S&P is down. We'll see what happens today. But generally, guys, this is going to be a very interesting kind of a day here. We'll see how it plays out as a holiday with the futures markets open. And, really, we'll see how things play out with regard to the longer term pattern I showed you over the weekend with the topping. This is basically kind of a blow off top setup in all the markets, I think. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. Have a safe 4th. I'm going to be working a bit today, try to get stuff done, and we'll talk in a bit.